to a new session of Your Image, the public relations program on TV. It's a bright sunny day here in Abeokuta, Ogun State. And we're happy to be on air again talking about how to grow the society, how to change things, how to enable the citizens to do what is right, and how to allow the authorities to be on the right lane. Just as we're about starting, according to Federica Mogherini, it says, without justice, the most heinous crimes go unpunished. Victims are unable to obtain redress, and peace remains an elusive goal. Since impunity generates more hatred, leading to acts to revenge and more suffering, we don't want any suffering in the land. Here today I have my guest. I have a legal practitioner, a person of Chief Kayode ADEREMI, who is joining us to address this issue. And the topic is curbing impunities in the society, the way forward. Barrister, you're welcome.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, sir.
I
almost called you Chief Okudero.
No problem. No problem. Well, I also have a human rights activist, a notable personality who is interested in also ensuring justice and giving people peace of mind. And I have Comrade Olayinka Folarin. Comrade Olayinka Folarin is the National Vice President, CDHR, Center for Democratic
Committee for the Defense of
Committee for the Defense of Human Rights. Sorry. So, Comrade, you're welcome.
Yeah, good evening, and good evening, our viewers from all over the place.
Yeah, once again, we are delighted to be here, and just as we are talking about, we want a situation where we can curb impunities in the society, and my guests are here to do justice to that. Barrister, it's like the level of impunity is really increasing every day. What can we account for this?
By account, you mean the reason for it?
Yeah, reasons, and why people are not being restrained.
Well, maybe we should look at what impunity means first. And in simple English, impunity is not being punished for doing wrong or after doing wrong. All right. That for people to do something and there are no consequences for doing those wrong things. That's just the basic definition of impunity. So why do you have impunity? Well, to understand the why, I think we have some pointers, some causes to look at. Who are those involved most times for or a case of impunity? In most cases, there are people that have a lot of money, all right, to sweep whatever they've done on the carpet or rug. 2, persons that are highly placed, politicians, etc. All right. 3, persons that have generally high status. That's why some think or opine, we have some that are of the school of thought that there seem to be different laws for the poor and for the rich in the country. The reason is because most times those who have money or power, and when I say power here, it includes ammunition, weapons. What makes a soldier more powerful than a civilian is the gun he's carrying and the uniform he's wearing. If a soldier wears Ankara and tries to mess things up in the public, it's likely, the likelihood of resisting that soldier is higher than when he wears a uniform or the toga of the military or when he carries a gun. Ditto police officer and every other security agencies. All right. So we see impunity on their sides too. I've seen a situation in Abeokuta here where a soldier, about 2-3 soldiers, alighted from, a car, all right, and they engaged police officers at a checkpoint and they were beating them up. Right, I was there. That was about 7, 8, 9 years ago in Abeokuta here. All right. Of course, they came with,
not in a military era.
No, I'm talking about 8, 9 years ago, really. So we've seen that happen many times. the difference they had there was just gone, right? If it was fist to fist, it would be a different thing entirely. So people that commit impunity most times are persons that have either guns or something that an average person does not have, money, status, guns as well. All right, so these are the inroads to impunity. All right. I believe as the program goes on, we'll get to how to curb, the impunities we've been witnessing in the society. So these are the causes. Simply put, power. Power, oftentimes, is the cause for impunity. It's difficult for a very poor man, for example, to, say, for instance, slap someone or steal and go scot-free, because that person would not have the wherewithal to, one, maybe defend himself or herself, or to try to, we saw a video online recently where a man was, according to the video, saying, do you know who I am? I can make you disappear and nothing will happen. He knew what he was saying. He wasn't blabbing. If he had not, seen something similar in past, it was unlikely to have said that. If it was a taxi driver that had altercation with that Bolt or whatever, the other driver, if it was driver to driver, it was highly unlikely to have said that. You see, as that man was slapping in that video, the cab driver, that one was not even reacting because he knew where he was and who he was talking with. That's an example of impunity, for example. I use the word allegedly. He was allegedly slapping him. Are you coming for lying? And not the light.
Well, the picture you painted just now is that impunity reigns in the territories of
the powerful. Simple.
Well, do you agree? I'm asking this because I want to stress a point before you answer. The common men in the society, the traders, artisans, and the like, we have seen a lot of impunities being exhibited. Your car is taken to a garage for repairs, and the man, probably for lack of knowledge, technical knowledge, causes some negative and faulty developments in the car, and the man still believes that yes, you must pay for that thing that he had caused. We have seen market people also coming up with several measures of impunities. Do you agree that impunities lies with the powerful?
Well, thank you very much, sir. And I can say I've come up with a very good topic that will speak to the minds of the people. You see, I want to agree partially with Mr. Kayode ADEREMI that impunity reigns within the powerful or being exhibited mostly by the powerful ones in the society. However, I would say we are where we are because of unchecked system that we operate, a system that creates that discriminates against the people, and that is why you discover that some people have immunity for impunity. They believe that no matter what happened, I have the immunity. They will even be the one when an armed robber tells you, take me to court, then you should know what it means, that probably one way or the other, he knows how to maneuver things to buy justice or to do whatever he has. So I want to agree in that line that the powerful ones exhibit this because of the kind of immunity they feel they have, that nothing can happen. Even they can easily size a security system and say, oh, we know everybody has a price, and no matter what, even the police I can beat the process, I can do this. But even when we come down to the downtrodden, you have just cited an example of the market ones. Most Nigerians that have little authority, that are in little position, they exhibit such tendencies because they believe that no matter what, I can do anything I like. And once I do it, I'll tell you I am using the authority that I carry. But because of our unchecked system, the system does not does not give room for prompt redress. When you know that when I do this, instantly there is a consequence for it, or there are consequences. Probably you want to be careful. And if you also understood that, no matter what, when I do this, not until I get reported, the system has already catch up with me before anyone goes to report me. I believe people will be very, very careful with what they do. But we have a very, very faulty system. The system that will tell you go to hell. Whatever you want to do, I can even kill you, nothing will happen. They will even cite example of people, since you are in this country, so-so person from Shaw Williams was killed. Have you heard anything about him? I can do anything. So-so person was killed. Have you heard that? So you are nobody to me. You can even be the kid. Some will even use careless words. You can even be kidnapped and nothing will happen. Yours will not be the first. It is not because of anything, but because of our system. We don't have a system that checks all these excesses. And when I talk about system, I mean both our administration of justice, and when you also talk about the culture, we have been so eroded that nothing is too big for us to say. We believe that in as much as I am connected, there's nowhere you want to take me to. And that was why you saw that man, the house of, whether you use the word allegedly or not, I know he's in court no matter what, the court will decide, though he has also come up to say, oh, I regret doing this or that. So I may agree with you, use the word allegedly, but he has come up to say, I regret so. But when you see me, he was speaking emphatically as someone who believes he has immunity for such impunity. And then you can imagine if he can come out to do that. It came to the public because it was captured, it was recorded. But I can tell you that is mostly the way we roll in this society. Anything can go, and when you get to the court, definitely you know the downtrodden, a man who is struggling to catch up with the economic situation, knows that he doesn't have extra provision for litigation or whatsoever. So he wants to cooperate, he wants to endure anything, and the system is not coming to help. Not if that man has not spoken out, the boat man for it, if he has not spoken out or feeling that, oh, I can also teach you example, many people are dying so much in silence and accepting whatever that comes their way. So it is a function of unchecked system, a system that allows anything to, a system that discriminates against the people, where the people cannot just run to seek for justice and believe that the system will provide justice for them, and it is nothing but the truth.
Well, so thank you so much. You have thrown the issue to the court of Barrister ADEREMI. Don't we have a legal system that should frown at all this? And if we have, what are the roles expected of the agencies of government in checkmating these excesses?
Well, let's bear in mind throughout this program the meaning of impunity, which is simply, as I said, exemption from punishment. It is given, or it is said that
are people exempted from punishment?
Yeah, no, my point is, that's the idea, that's the meaning of immunity. Let's bear that in mind. And I said earlier that those that have that mindset and exhibit it, oftentimes in the larger chunk, are people that are powerful, the powerful sector. Let's bear that in mind. So do you have a legal system? Of course, yes. You see, the problem with the system, as Comrade has said, is multifaceted, is hydra-headed. However, they are not insurmountable. It doesn't mean that we can't have ways out of those problems. No, I don't agree. What we are doing now, for example, is one of the solutions. Talk about these things. Let people hear. Now, that example comes to mind. It came to mind, as it comes to mind, of the video that I believe most Nigerians will have seen, of that lawmaker at the House of Representatives that assaulted that man. Now, most times, of course, I'm a lawyer, needless to say, paucity of evidence or lack of evidence or insufficient evidence oftentimes are the problems or bane of people. Someone slapped you, for example, and there is no proof. Maybe the proof that some will have is that they can take a picture of some 4 or 5 fingers landing on the cheek. Anybody can slap you. It could even be your own hand while trying to kill mosquito or something. That sounds funny, but it's a possibility. And no court will rule on speculation. It could be his hand, it could be a hand, and stuff like that. From my experience, most cases fail where evidence is not sufficient. In the case of this guy, he had the man taped. Unfortunately for the lawmaker, he was saying, record me well. Drop that phone. So at that time we saw that something shook. That is what we call overwhelming evidence. And for, mind you, the man was arraigned on a criminal charge. And the requirement according to the Evidence Act in criminal charge is you must prove beyond reasonable doubt. Because the law is where there is a doubt, an iota of doubt, the law is that it must be resolved in favor of the accused person. So in other words, when the court is thinking, did he do it or not? If that question ever comes to a judge's mind, in a criminal matter, the case is finished. So thank God for social media. It has its vices. But for recording but for social media, that man posted there, I can bet for sure. I've not betted in my life before, by the way, but I can bet on that one that apology would not have come. The lawmaker's lawyer would have told him that this one,
it's a bad case.
It's a bad case. And a bad case is a bad case any day, anywhere. So the justice system is there. The man has been arraigned, and he was, of course, granted bail because
so kudos to the police.
Absolutely. Kudos to the man that was assaulted. Because without that video, he stood his ground and he was recording. Without that video, what would the police have done? Of course, the lawmaker would have said, I didn't slap, I didn't beat you. Then there will be want of evidence. So the legal system is there. Now, for those listening, we must bear in mind. If I tell my clients when they come to my office to brief me, sir, so and so and so and so and so happened, I tell them, hold on, we take notes. I will ask them, you said he stole your chair. What is the proof that the chair is yours in the first place? How did he steal it? When did he steal it? Are there pictures? Are there receipts of purchase? These are the things to do. But where those things are not done, and remember, in most cases, it is police that prosecute. That ought not to be, by the way. The law is that if you are not a lawyer, you should not prosecute. But we have a problem. There is shortage of lawyers, especially in the issue of justice. As we speak today, to the best of my mind, I think the whole of Ogun State has less than 5 lawyers in the police force. Less than 5. How can 5 there are lawyers. So how can 5 police lawyers prosecute in all
thousands of cases?
It's just in less than 5. You can quote me actually. Maybe you are listening to me now. So they will be forced to now hire police officers that are a little bit smart and that can speak English a little bit, just go and prosecute. So we lawyers, when we are defending, we know where the potholes and landmines are. So as we are prosecuting my clients, I'll just be smiling because they make some fundamental mistakes. 5 years for school, no be joke now. And for law school too, and for for over a decade of experience. So these are the things that happen. But people outside will say that justice system is skewed and all that, not knowing that the prosecutor in the first place never read law, never went to the law school.
And does not understand.
Doesn't understand those things. In fact, as a prosecutor by the law, you can't even cite authorities in the court. So we
have lawyers in the police.
I said in Ogun State there are less than 5. So many and there are prosecutions. You know how people they bring to court every day for cases. So what will 5 lawyers do? In fact, I'm just trying to be fair to them. The ones that I know in the whole state, there are 3. The OC legal, the 2IC, and one of my callmates, a friend. 3 that I know. How would they do it now? And we have so many courts. So, but people that are listening don't understand this. So when the case is lost in their minds, what to be a good journey. But that's not always the case.
Barrister, I ask Comrade whether it's only the powerful that are involved in all these impunities. I am not yet satisfied. The market women, the artisans, ordinary people on the streets, what about their impunities?
Yes, they do too. They do too, but it is very minimal. It is very, very minimal. I mean, if even me, by my own life, while driving anywhere in Nigeria, if a bike man bashes my car, the first reaction most time is to beg me. But if a policeman bashes my car, he can still attempt to slap because he has a gun. So there is immunity in most places, Kedar, yes. But in most cases, it is the powerful that do this. And it means exemption from judgment.
Let's look at this scenario. A gardener you employed to weed your compound takes money for the job, done it halfway and left. A watchman who is engaged to also watch, I mean, some maybe let's look at a particular case. Canopies, chairs and tables, fully paid, and the man halfway abandoned the job. He has collected the money. Is impunity not in everyone's psyche?
That one is not impunity now.
What is it?
He just committed crime. Impunity is not being punished for what you have done. That's impunity. He has committed a crime. That's fraud. Obtaining credit by false pretense. That's fraud. That's fraud, not impunity. Impunity is that, sir, I have collected your money.
And there's nothing you can do.
You can't do anything to me. If he says that and he backs it up, the impunity is complete. That he refuses to do it and runs away, that is not impunity.
Though at the grassroots level also, impunities happen. Like the market stuff you cited the other time, I can tell you it happens in most places. You see, they will say, Yaloja or Babaloja have said they should pay so. They will levy them. That is the money for Yaloja or Babaloja. And your failure to do, they will carry the market, carry the goods, and tell you they have even handled some cases like that. They will say they have taken it to a particular place, and there they will go on to share the person's goods. They will say something. So, and they are only doing that just because they feel that we have little authority, and should anything happen, they are connected to one politician or the other that will not allow them to be punished.
That's where the power comes in.
That will not allow them to be. So they do that. And when you see why people continue to engage in crime is because they often see that there's an escape route, that when they do it, they cannot be caught, or even when they are caught, they can always buy their way out. And that is why someone will tell you, after extorting you, or you having given the person a job to do, and he or she fails to do it, he will tell you, go to the station. And getting to the station where you are expecting that justice to be done, something else will come up. It is a different case you will report. It is another one. They say, why did you also do this?
And why that? Power has
and in some cases where power do not even come, because the person you are going to complain to, his interest is different from your interest. His interest is that bring the market, let me take advantage of it, get the money for bail, or do this or do that. And at the end of it,
we might have to stop at this junction because we still have a lot to discuss, and time is against us. When we come in the next section, we are going to look at how even officials, whether government, whether in some other areas, how they flout legal laws. Is culture no more? Well, until next week, I want to thank Barrister Kayode ADEREMI. Thanks for being here. Thanks for your explanations. Comrade Olayinka, Folarin, thank you so much. Until next week, I'm Aki Okudero, your uncle. Bye.